Hey y'all, Kevin here, and this is Pure Reviews, where I review all kinds of products. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And in particular, if you find this video useful or helpful, be sure to hit that like button before you go. Maybe even leave a comment that simply says thanks. It really helps with the channel a ton, and I greatly appreciate it. So today's product is available on Amazon. I've included a link in the description that'll take you directly to the product page, where you can see the current price point, see if it's on sale, all that lovely information. But what is it? So today's product is absolutely perfect. In today's world, it's always good to have a camera, especially when you're driving, because you never know when you're gonna get in an accident or possibly witness something. And today's product is a really, really cool dash cam because it has 4 cameras on this bad boy. So this was sent over by a company called RoadWitness. And as you can see, it's the model GD340. This is the box it comes in. Naturally, you're gonna get a quick start guide and a user manual. We're covering a lot of the features right here in the video. Also, when you open it up, you are going to get a little baggie here that's gonna have ways to attach it to your window. You're gonna get 2 of these cards. This is what you're gonna put on your front window, just so it makes it easier to peel off if you ever need to move it, and you get a spare one in case you need to move it. And then the same thing, you're gonna get another attachment which you can put on the camera itself in case you ever do move it. And then you're also gonna another spare little attachment for the rear camera. And then you're gonna get a USB adapter because this comes with a USB micro SD card that's in the camera slot itself. That camera slot is gonna come with a 120 gigabyte SD card, micro SD card, but it's rated up to 256. So if you do want a larger card, you can get one and put it in this camera, which is really nice. Now, if you ever do need to remove the camera, they also include this nice little window scraper. It makes it a little bit easier for you to remove down the road. Now, as far as powering this camera, they're going to include this basically cigarette lighter attachment with a super, super long cable, and it just attaches with a USB Type-C port on the end. Now, I do recommend using their attachment, but if your car is a newer car and you do have a USB-C connection point and it is the same wattage, you could use that instead of this, but I always do recommend using what the brand includes, so that way you know you're getting the perfect amount of power to the device. Now, as I mentioned, one of the cameras is the rear camera. So you can mount this camera either outside or in your back glass that you just peel and stick, and it's gonna have a nice little long cord here. It's going to come with a ton of cable. That way you can make it all the way to the back side of your car, which is absolutely perfect. When you get this, you are going to basically plug the little, what looks like a headphone jack into the camera unit itself right there on the top. The little black part will plug into the camera and provide power. If you're wondering what the red wire is, that is completely optional. You can tie this into your brake light on either side if you wish, so that way the camera will know and activate when you go ahead and put your car in reverse. But like I said, it's completely optional whether you want to hook up that red wire or not. It won't affect the quality of the camera. Now, the rear view camera here is going to be, as base camera, it's going to be a 1080p camera with 30 frames per second. As you can see, it's nice and compact. It does rotate around 360 degrees. So if you prefer to have this looking into the car, you can mount this on the back window and have it up to where it's looking in the back, from the back window into the car, or you can have it looking outside. Depending on which way you mount it, you can go ahead and flip the mirror, so that way in those settings, if it's upside down or anything like that, you can flip the image through the settings and make sure it's upright and always looks perfect for you. So very easy to set up. Now, if you don't want to hook up the back rear view camera, you don't have to do that either. It's completely up to you. The front system will function on its own. So here you go. Here is the awesome camera setup. So why I like this is, as you can see, you have a large camera in the middle. That is your main camera that can do up to 4K at 30 frames per second. And then you're gonna have these little side cameras which completely rotate. So this is kind of a cool aspect. You can have them both facing forward out, so you get a full wide range of the street in front of you. You can capture everything. However, let's say you're an Uber rider or a Lyft rider, or maybe you just have kids and you want to keep also an eye on the cabin, you can rotate these around so these cameras are now looking back into the car, and then your frontward one is looking out front, and then you have your rear one looking in the back. So it's a full 360 degree coverage, if you will, which is really, really cool. So these little side cameras can basically rotate 240 degrees. This front camera does have a wide field of view. It covers about 166 degrees, so it does have a very wide field of view if you're utilizing it. Now, it does have basically 3 modes as far as resolution. So if you want that 4K image quality on the main camera, it's basically going to make the 2 side cameras 720p and then the rear camera as 1080p. However, you can drop down the resolution slightly on the main camera, and then all the side ones and the back one end up being 1080p. Or if you want the resolution the same on everything, you can set everything at the 1080p resolution. The advantage of that is essentially if it's the lower resolution, you can basically save more stuff on that micro SD card. But this camera does feature what's called loop recording. So as long as once that SD card fills up, it will go ahead and erase over the oldest footage, unless it detects some type of accident. Essentially, it's going to lock that footage. Now, you can also personally lock that footage because this camera has voice controls. So you can, and that's where the manual does come in nice and handy because it's going to give you all those voice controls. But you can tell, like, use your voice and say, you know, lock footage. You can say take picture. There's a lot of little commands you can give this, and it will go ahead and do that. Now, if you get too much built up lock footage, it's easy to just remove the micro SD card. They give you the adapter, put it in your laptop computer. You can wipe it all out, or you can simply format it on the camera itself and clean out the micro SD card like it's fresh and go from there. So how you get off the cameras off, or the photos or video off of the camera, you can remove the micro SD card. That's probably one of the simplest ways to do it. However, you can also use their smart app if you wish to do that by saving those photos onto whatever device you have. So if it's hooked up to your phone, you can do that. If it's hooked up to a tablet, you can save them straight onto the device. Now, the smart app also does have some nice features because you're going to connect to that via the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and it's going to allow you to look at GPS, real-time location, things like that. If you're wanting to use any of the tracking features, you have that ability to access that. Now, this camera does have geosensing. What is geosensing? That is essentially, it's knowing the motion. So if you do get in a wreck, it's going to automatically lock that footage. It also has the ability to do parking mode. So it will basically keep the camera dormant, but if it detects any bumping or movement, then it will go ahead and record that footage. But do note, if you want that parking mode, you need to get a separate adapter, which is basically hooking it up to your battery, so that way the camera can record all the time. Otherwise, without that adapter, it does go to sleep whenever the car turns off and keep from basically accessing your battery through the cigarette lighter is essentially how it works. Now, it does have infrared night vision, so you will be able to go ahead and see in the dark, which is great, even the cabin stuff. So you're going to be able to see a crisp image when you're traveling in the evening time. But overall, it's a really cool camera setup. I love the fact that it has 4 cameras, but most impressively, also these cameras on the side are fully rotatable and flexible, allows you to fully adjust it. All the buttons here are on the bottom, so you can easily control them via the large screen on the back side to tweak any of the settings you want to tweak, and then it plugs in right at the top. And of course, it is sloped for your front windshield, but it's completely adjustable, so whatever car you have, you'll be able to easily make sure it looks great when you are driving. I do recommend placing it kind of below your rear view mirror. But if you are in the market and you're looking for a great dash cam to check out, I think this one is totally worth looking into. If there is something that I haven't quite covered that you're a little curious about, feel free to hit me up in the comment section. I do typically respond to those. That is it till the next video. You guys, take it easy. Later. Congrats, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated for the support. Be sure to hit that like button on the video. It really, really does help out. And if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified when new videos come out on this channel.